Hi guys, good day. Today, I will discuss to you how to derive volumes of solids using calculus. So to start with, suppose I have a solid. Okay? Sir, cylinder lang naman yan. Alam ko na yung volume yan. Okay? So what if hindi mo alam? Okay? Now, you are then required to solve for the volume of this. Okay? Yung gawin mo, okay? You take a strip, okay? You take a strip having a thickness dy, okay? Now, why dy, not dx? Okay? Because that thickness is directed along the y-axis, so dy, okay? So, kung yung kinuha mo na strip is along x-axis, so gawin mong dx. Now, question. Okay? What is the volume of this strip? Okay? Tandaan. Okay? Yung volume mo na yan is what we call the differential volume dV. Okay? Differential means sobrang liit niyan, sobrang nipis niyan. Okay? Napakanipis niyan, kaya tinawag siyang dy. Okay? Now, yung volume ng strip na yan is just the area of this, okay, of this circle times the thickness, okay? The area of that circle, actually this is also dA, okay? dA times the thickness dy. Now, if that dA is varying, okay, kailangan mo rin niyang i-compute. But here in this case, yung dA na yan, or yung differential area na yan, is just constant, okay? That is actually the area of the circle or the area of the circular base, which is constant siya all throughout the height. So, kumbaga, your area is simply the area of the circle. Okay? Ito siya. This is just the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. Okay? Now, dV is just, okay, the area of the circle pi r squared times dy. Okay? Now, yung gawin mo, you need to integrate both sides. The integral of dV is simply v. Okay? Tandaan, once na mag-meet yung integral yan tsaka v or d, matik mag-cancel yan. Okay? Again, once yung integral na to, yung parang s na yan, okay, integral yung tawag yan. Actually, yung integral na yan is simply what? Note, note. Okay? Integrals means what? This is just simply a summation. Okay? The principle of calculus is what? The principle of calculus is simply you need to take a strip, okay? Actually, infinitesimally small strip. Tapos, okay? After mo na-define yung strip niyan, for example, ito, na-define mo na yung strip na yan, yung gawin mo, lagyan mo ng integral. Why? Kasi yung integral na yan, okay, siya yung magcha-chop-chop niyan. Pinong, okay? Kumbaga, gin-slice mo siya up to infinite slice, tapos, isum up mo sila lahat. Okay? So, again, yung integral na yan is just simply the summation. After mo siyang gin-slice, infinite slice, okay, you need to sum up it all or sum it all up, and that will give you the total volume. Okay? Now, yung pi r squared actually is just a constant. So, pwede mo siyang ilagay dito sa labas. Okay? Why again naging constant yan? Because your cross-section is constant. This is a circle having a constant radius. So, pwede mo siyang ilagay sa labas. Okay? So, the integral of dy. Now, what is the integral of dy? The integral of dy actually is what? Okay? The integral of dy, again, pag mag-meet si integral tsaka si d na yan, is matik magka-cancel. So, by power formula, okay, the integral of dy is simply y. Okay? So, what is the limit? Actually, once in-integrate mo yan siya, okay, if this is the radius, let's say, if this is the radius, and this is the height, okay, yung gawin mo, you need to slice it up to, again, up to infinite slice, and sum it all up from 0 up to the maximum height, or that is h. Okay, this is the maximum value of y wherein yung value niya is h. So the limit is what? That is from 0 to h. Okay, from 0 to h. Now, dahil tapos mo na in-integrate, you will now substitute the limit. Actually, this type of integral is called definite integral. Why? Pag sinabing definite, you have the value of the limits. Again, kapag walang limit, okay, that's the time na nag-a-add tayo ng C1, C2, that is called indefinite integral. Those C1, C2, and so on are called arbitrary constant. But if you have these limits, okay, this is definite. Alam mo yung value niyan. Now, substituting, volume is just pi r squared times, okay? Yung y na yan, isubstitute mo si h dyan, okay? Actually, that is just y1, sorry, this is just y1, sorry, y2 minus y1. Now, yung limit mo, isubstitute mo yun dyan, okay? Yung y2 mo is yung h, yung y1 mo is yung lower limit. This is the upper limit, this is the lower limit. So, what's that? V therefore is just pi r squared times h minus 0. Or simply, the volume of that is simply pi r squared times height. So, indeed, the volume of the solid is simply pi r squared. Whether gamitin mo ng Presmoidal formula or by calculus, it will give you the same result. So, mathematics will tell you, same yung result niyan. So, this is for number 1. Now, what if, again, I have a solid, okay, na ganito yung itsura niya. Okay, ganyan yung itsura niya. So, alam mo na yan. Sir, alam mo na yan, cone yan. Okay? The volume of that is just simply 1/3 pi r squared times height. So, what if hindi mo alam? Okay? Or what if i-prove natin na tama yung dinerive natin ng formula using Presmoidal formula and gamit yung calculus. So, makinig. Let's say this is r. Let's say this is the height. Now, pag nag-solve ka niyan, okay, again, kumuha ka lang ng strip, okay? Tapos yun yung study natin, okay? Let's say I'll call this my differential area, okay? And the thickness of that, okay, dahil sa sobrang nipis ng thickness na yan, I'll call this dy, okay? Question, what is the volume of that strip? Again, parang disc lang yan, cylindrical disc, okay? Sir, how can I say that this is a disc because naka-incline ba niyan? Hindi man yan vertical. Again, dahil sa sobrang nipis niyan, yung inclined na line na yan is almost vertical na. Okay? Kasi yung point na ito and yung point na ito is almost magkadikit. So, kumbaga, yung dy na yan is perpendicular to the area itself. So, again, the volume is just the product of the area and its perpendicular distance. That is the height. So, by that, we can simply say that dv is just dA times your dy. Question ngayon, yung area ko ba mula sa base papunta doon is constant? The answer is no. Why? Because it is varying with respect to height. So mula dito, yung area ko, which is the base of the circle, is simply pi r squared because your radius here is defined. Alam mo yan yung value nan. But as you move along or as you move up, okay, yung area ng circle mo is lumiliit. So, kumbaga, it is varying. Variable siya. So, ano yung gagawin? Gawin mo, i-relate mo yung pag-vary ng radius, okay, with respect to this height. So, how? Okay? How? Ito ngayon yung gawin mo. So, I'll simply leave it this way muna, okay? Yung gawin mo, i-project mo ito sa Cartesian plane. Ano yun? Okay? Yung gawin mo, eto, yung triangle na yan, okay? Let's say this is a cone, again. I-chop mo siya sa gitna. Okay? I-chop mo siya sa gitna. Ano ito? Dito. Allow a plane na i-cut mo siya sa gitna. Allow a plane that will pass through this figure. Tapos, kumbaga, kinat mo siya sa gitna. Okay? Tapos, anong gagawin? I-project mo ngayon siya sa Cartesian plane. Doon natin siya i-analyze. Now, okay, this is x, this is y. yung point na ito, okay? Ito ngayon siya, okay? Yung point na ito ngayon siya. Yung point na yan, ito ngayon siya. So, what can you notice? Is that a triangle? Yes, okay? So, gawin mo, wala ka nang paki sa part na ito. Ito lang yung analyze natin. Enough na yan. Yung ito lang na part dito sa right side. So, this is a right triangle. Now, we know that this is height. Okay? We also know that this is the radius. Okay? This is the height, this is the radius. Now, yung gawin mo, kumuha ka lang dyan ng, okay, strip. Wherein, yung strip na yan, actually, this is a circular strip. Okay? Yung this na yan. Wherein, gawin mo yan siya na x, yung radius niya. So, in short, ito yun siya. Okay? Yung part na ito. Hindi ko alam kasi yung radius ng circle na yan. Okay? I'll just call that x. So, ito yun siya. Okay? Mula dito, papunta dyan, x yan. Okay? But, mula dito, papuntang x-axis, I'll call that y. Okay? Now, by ratio and proportion, makinig. If mula dito, papunta dyan is y, of course, mula dito papunta dyan is y, okay? At mula dito papunta dito is h. Ano ito? Actually, this is just h minus y. Okay? Now, tingnan mo ngayon yung triangle na ito. Okay? Ito, tsaka ito, are just simply similar triangles. So, pwede ba mag-take hold yung ratio and proportion? Yes. Okay? So, by ratio and proportion, by R and P. Okay? Anong gagawin? Tingnan mo yung triangle na yan. Okay? This is x. Okay? And this is h minus y. Okay? Ito yung maliit na triangle na yan. This bigger triangle is what? This is actually r. And this is r. And this is h. So, by ratio and proportion, x over r is simply what? H minus y over h. Okay? Now, I will express this x in terms of r and h. Okay? Why? Para pag mag-integrate ako later, okay, lahat ng variables ko is in terms of y. How about r and h? Actually, those quantities are simply constant. Okay? So, wala tayong paki dyan mamaya. Pag nag-integrate tayo, wala tayong paki dyan. So, yung goal ko lang ngayon is express ko siya, okay? All terms should be expressed in y para isang integral lang, kaya na integrate. So, what's that? X therefore is just simply r over h times h minus y. Yan ngayon si x ko. Okay? Now, actually, pwede mo lang gawin, okay? Kunin mo yung point na yan. Okay? Kunin mo yung point na ito. This is just r, 0, and this point is simply 0, h. Okay? Tapos, i-project mo siya, pin-project mo siya sa Cartesian plane, kumbaga, kunin mo yung equation ng line na yan. Okay? Still, pwede rin yun. But of course, yung ratio proportion mo is pwede rin gamitin. Okay, now, going back here, okay, the differential volume is simply dA times dy. Okay? Now, your dA actually, this is the area, okay? This is the area wherein function yan siya ng x, okay? Function yan siya ng x, hindi siya a times x, ha? So, function yan siya ng x times dy. Now, what is that? Actually, yung area na yan is simply pi x squared dy. Okay? So, what is x? Makinig. Yung x mo ngayon is eto siya. Okay? That is just r over h times h minus y, okay, dy. Kaso naka-square. Okay? Now, pi r over h squared, what is that? Actually, this is just r squared over h squared. How about this one? Okay? Ito ngayon siya, okay? H minus y squared is simply what? Square the first term minus twice the product of the first and the second term. So hy plus, what is that? This is just y squared times dy. Okay? Now, lagyan mo ito ng integral. Okay? Huwag kalimutan yung integral sign. Ito, may integral yan, may integral. Okay? Yung constant na yan, pwede mo yung ilabas. Okay? Ito siya. So, pi r squared over h squared times h squared dy. What is that? The integral of h squared dy minus the integral of 2hy dy plus the integral of y squared dy. Okay? Sorry. Yung limit mo, of course, is mag-integrate ka from 0 up to that maximum value of y, that is h. Okay? So, from 0 to h. Okay? Now, pi r squared over h squared, what is the integral of this h squared dy? Actually, yung value niyan is what? That is just h squared times y. H squared times y. Okay? Minus the integral of 2hy dy is simply what? That is just 2hy squared over 2 by power formula. Okay? U raised to n. Okay? The integral of u raised to n is simply u raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. So, hy squared over 2 plus the integral of y squared dy. Okay? Your n is 2. So, magpa-plus 1 ka. Okay? That is y raised to n plus 1. That is 3 over n plus 1. That is 3. The limit is from 0 to h. So, what is that? Pi r squared over h squared. Dito naman dito. Dito tayo. Okay. Pi r squared over h squared. H squared times y. Y actually is simply h minus 0. Okay? Or simply h. So in short, eto, h squared times h is simply h cubed. Okay? How about this one? Makakancel lang yan. Okay? So h times y squared, which is, yung y mo is h minus 0. Or simply h. So what will happen? H times h squared. This is just h cubed. Okay? Plus, eto ngayon. Yung y mo, substitutan mo ng h minus 0 or simply h cubed. Okay? So, h cubed over 3. Okay? So, what is this? H cubed minus h cubed, 0. Okay, yung matitira na lang is eto si h cubed over 3. So, what is that? Volume is simply pi r squared over h squared times h cubed over 3. What will happen? H cubed over h squared is makakancel. And you will end up with the result of volume is simply 1/3 pi r squared times height. So indeed, yung volume ng cone is simply 1/3 pi r squared times height. So, mapa-Presmoidal formula man yan or calculus, okay, mathematics will tell you na the same lang yung result. Because actually, Presmoidal formula was derived from calculus. So, eto, napakalakas na mathematics ito, okay? So, ako, calculus, okay? So, eto na, na-prove na natin. Na-derive na natin. So, what if now, we will apply calculus, okay, to solve the previous problem stated in letter B. Okay? Yung cylinder na tinumba. So, what if i-apply natin ito? So, let's try. Let's try. I will now erase this one. Okay? Now erase this one. We'll solve this problem, letter B, which we already solved before, okay? In the previous video. Okay? But it happened na yung ginamit natin formula doon is Presmoidal formula. So, let's check if mathematics will tell us na same lang yung result kapag ginamitan natin ito ng calculus. So, what is that? Okay? Yung situation letter B, or yung situation sa problem B is ganito. May cylinder ka, tinumba mo siya, okay? Tapos, yung nangyari, yung tubig mo is dito na lang, okay? Dito na lang siya sa center ng circular base. Okay? Kumbaga, ito na lang yung volume mo. So, how can we solve that using calculus? Kanina, lahat ng strip natin doon actually is just a disk. Puro bilog. So, yung differential volume natin is simply pi x squared times dy. So, what if kapag hindi bilog? Okay? Kaya ba yan ni calculus? Okay? Makinig. The answer is yes. Anong gagawin? Yung gawin mo, gumawa ka ng 3D axis. Okay? Eto, along ka sa height. Okay? Yung gawin mo itong y-axis. Okay? Eto, gawin mo itong x-axis. Okay? Eto, gawin mo rin itong z-axis. Okay? So, x, y, z. Now, z-axis. Paano ngayon yan? Okay? Kumbaga, ito, yung volume ng tubig na yan is i-project ko dito. Kinig. Kumbaga, ito siya. Ganyan yung itsura niya. Tapos, yan, okay? Ganyan siya. Yan. Ito si y-axis. Ito si y-axis, okay? Ito naman ngayon si okay, sige, red na lang. Ito si y-axis. Ito si x-axis. Ito naman ngayon si z-axis. Ito dun. This is z. So, x, y, z. 3D yan. Okay? Now, yung gawin mo ngayon, okay, i-cut mo siya. I-cut mo siya such that maka-generate ka ng right triangle. So, dito ka mag-cut. Okay? Yung tingnan mo ngayon is yung triangle na yan. Okay? So, now, what is that? Yung triangle na yan actually, is ganyan siya. Okay? This is R, which is 3. This is the height, which is 10. Yung gawin mo ngayon, lagyan mo siya ng thickness. Okay? Lagyan mo siya ng thickness. Okay? Lagyan mo siya ng thickness wherein yung thickness niya is called dx. Now, kanina, nagdi-dy tayo. Okay? Bakit ngayon, dx na yung gagamitin? Makinig. Yung gawin ko, okay? I-chop-chop ko siya. Okay? I-slice ko siya mula sa point na ito. Hanggang doon sa kabila. Okay? So, what will happen? Pag chinap mo siya, at tinignan mo, yung makikita mo actually is ganito. Triangle. So, chop, 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 up to infinite slice actually. Okay? Wherein yung thickness niya is infinitesimally small na dx. Yan yung thickness niya. And, lahat ng chinap mo na yan, okay, i-add up mo. How? Use integral. Okay? So, now, ano yung silbi ng drawing mo na yan, na parang triangle na yan, na parang hindi rin pizza, okay? But of course, parang triangular block siya kumbaga, wherein yung thickness niya is dx. Actually, ginawa mo yan para yun magiging reference mo, okay, to compute the volume. Okay? Actually, the sad thing about calculus is that many students use this strip, but they don't know what's the purpose. Okay? So, ginawa mo actually yan, gindraw mo yan is, kumbaga, yan yung magiging reference mo to solve this problem. So, what is that? What is the differential volume of this? Okay, what is the differential volume of this? Or the volume of that differential strip? Actually, this is just the area of a triangle times its thickness. Again, volume is simply the product of the area times the perpendicular distance or the height. Here in this case, that is the thickness. Okay? So, the differential volume actually is simply what? It is just 1/2 times, okay? Standby ka muna dyan. Okay, yung triangle na yan actually, nangyari yan, okay? Nung nag-chop-chop ka, okay? Nangyari actually yung triangle na yan kapag na-reach mo na yung center ng circle na ito, okay? Wherein, yung radius mo is 3, tsaka yung height mo is 10. What if dito ka palang banda, hindi ka pa umabot dun, okay? What will happen? Actually, yung base mo, okay, yung radius mo na ito is simply along the direction of z, okay? Tsaka yung height mo na yan is simply along the direction of y. So what if dito ka palang banda ng chop, okay? Ano yung manonotice mo? Okay, dyan ka palang banda ng chop, okay? So manonotice mo actually, again, you can also generate a right triangle pero hindi pa aabot sa dimension na 3 kasi dito ka palang banda. So let's just simply call this as z, okay? Tsaka yung height na yan, hindi ka pa umabot dun sa 10, okay? But of course, along ka sa y, so why not call that y? Now, question, okay? Ano yung differential volume yan, okay? Ano yung differential volume yan? Okay, again, lagyan mo yan ng thickness na dx, okay? Ano yung volume yan? Of course, okay, huwag ka muna dun tumingin sa 10 tsaka sa 3. Dito ka muna mag-analyze sa strip na ito. Okay, yung differential volume yan actually is just the area of this triangle times the thickness dx. So what is that? That is just 1/2 the base, which is z, and the height, which is y. Okay, now, area pa lang yan. Okay, of course, multiply it by the thickness dx. So, x, y, times dx, this is a third degree equation. So, matik, volume. Kapag ganyan lang, or y dx lang, so area. Okay? Area. So, ito, xy, or zy dx, so matik, volume yan. So, lagyan mo yan ngayon ng integral. Okay? So, volume therefore is just 1/2 the integral of zy dx. But wait, stop ka muna dyan. Why? You cannot integrate this equation, okay, kapag ang daming variable, okay? You can simply integrate this if you express this z and y in terms of x, okay? So, dapat i-relate mo yung z mo tsaka y sa x para lahat ng variable na matitira dito later, okay, is just in terms of x. So, matik, this will become integrable, okay? So, what is that? What is that? Yung gawin mo, by ratio and proportion, okay, by, dito na, okay? Start ka muna dito. Start ka muna dyan. Okay, dyan na muna. By R and P. Okay, by R and P. Anong gagawin? Ito, Z over Y, or, okay, pwede ito, i-relate mo dito, or pwede rin ito, i-relate mo doon. Okay lang, maganig. Z over Y, horizontal over vertical is just simply equal sa horizontal over vertical. Okay, so that is just 3/10. Sir, what if ito, nirelate ko doon, okay? Actually, pwede. Z over 3 is simply equal to Y over 10. Same lang din yung result. So now, what will happen, okay? Ito, kasi dito ako proceed. Okay. Yung gawin ko, express ko yung y ko in terms of z. Okay, so what is that? Y therefore is simply what? Cross multiply y times 3 is equal to z times 10. So that is just 10z over 3. Ito ngayon siya. Okay? So kumbaga yung y ko later is naka in terms of z na siya. So what is that? Volume is just 1/2 the integral of zy dx. Now, 1/2 times, what is y? Your y actually is simply 10z over 3 dx. Okay? Or simply 10 over 2, 10 over 2 is 5 divided by 3. That is 5/3 z squared dx. Wait, there's more. Stop ka muna dyan. Okay? Stop ka muna dyan. Hindi ko again siya ma-integrate kasi may z pa. Hindi pa naka in terms of x lahat. Okay? Anong gagawin? Makinig. Yung base na semicircle na ito, actually, this is a circular base, okay? But of course, yung nangyari, yung tubig, dito lang sa gitna. So, semicircle ito, okay? So, what if i-project ko ito sa Cartesian plane? Makinig. Anong gagawin? Okay? Yung gawin mo, i-project mo sa Cartesian plane, okay? Wherein, eto, yung z na yan, eto siya, okay? Eto siya, yung z, okay? Kung yan yung semicircle mo, ganun mo siya. Tapos, eto siya, okay? So, this is z, okay? It takes the place of y kung sa xy plane. Tapos, yung x mo naman is eto, okay? Now, if you have a circle wherein yung center mo is nasa origin, actually, yung circle mo na x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. This is actually the standard equation of the circle, wherein h and k are the center, or the location of the center. So, kapag andyan yan sa origin, okay, matik yung h mo tsaka k is 0. So, therefore, ma-reduce ka sa equation na x squared plus y. Supposedly, y yan. But of course, z-axis yung ginagamit natin. So, in short, this is z. So, this is z-axis. So, x squared plus z squared is equal to what? Yung radius mo actually is 3. So, this is just 3 squared. And so, therefore, your z squared is what? Your z squared is simply the radius squared, which is 9 minus x squared. Ito ngayon, yung value ni z mo is ipapasok mo dun sa z squared mo. Para yung lahat ng terms mo is in terms of x. So, makinig. V therefore is just 5/3, okay, times the integral of what? The integral of z squared, which is equivalent to 9 minus x squared dx. Eto ngayon yung tanong. What is the limit? Makinig, okay? Yung limit mo actually is from negative 3 to positive 3, okay? So, pwede ko bang input yan direct sa calculator? Yes. Pwede mo ilagay dyan, negative 3 to 3. Okay? What if yung limit ko, gawin ko na lang, okay? Mag-integrate ako mula sa 0, okay? Mula sa 0, papunta lang doon sa 3. The answer is, pwede, okay? But, you need to multiply it by 2. So, try mo, gawin mo itong 0 to 3, tapos multiply mo lang sa 2. Same lang din yung sagot from this limit, okay? So, kumbaga, pwede mo siya integrate, matik na. From 3 to negative 3 or from negative 3 to 3, yan yung sagot. But kapag half lang yung kuha mo, okay, from 0 to 3 or from 0 to negative 3, you need to multiply it by 2. Okay? Pag in-input mo ngayon to sa calculator, what will happen? Actually, that is just 5/3 the integral of 9 minus alpha x squared quantity from negative 3 to 3, okay? That is actually 60 cm cubed. This volume actually is same lang din sa result nung sinolve natin yung problem B gamit yung Prismoidal formula. So indeed, mathematics will tell you na pwede, okay? So in short, mapa-Prismoidal man yan or mapa-calculus man yan, the same lang din yung sagot. So, this is the answer. So, I hope may na-learn kayo dito, okay? Using calculus. So, that's all. Thank you.